Hello, hello, wonderful souls. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Soul. And I don't know about you, dear listener or viewer. Have you felt more tired lately? Are you feeling like there are waves and waves and waves coming, crushing you, or then you're full of energy one day and then completely exhausted the next? Yeah, this is the topic of today. It's about balancing the energies and, being open for the new energies, integrating them, and keep walking one step at a time. Hello, Janet. How are you feeling today?
I, I totally get what you're saying, Caroline, because it does feel like that. The energy shifts are quite bold, I'm going to say at the moment. Today, I'm actually quite good, even though as part of, I think, what's going on, I do have incredible dreams. So I had a really incredible dream last night. So sometimes that leaves me a little bit tired when you wake up and you think, I didn't have a good night's sleep because you're dreaming so much. So, but this is all connected with what's going on right now. And absolutely, it's like a wave of energy hits, and you sort of like, for me, it's that creative energy, that creative, whoa. And then the next day, you're like, and I think even my dog, my little puppy, sort of is the same. Some days she's like full of energy. On the last couple of days, she's really been like very sleepy, very tired. So she must be feeling it too.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. There's so many shifts, and yeah, it's like huge leaps. And it's so important that we take the time to integrate it. And self-care is essential, especially during those times that we look after ourselves and feel into ourselves and yeah, in a way, ride the waves and sort of balancing it out. And it's just, yeah, we can't plan so much. It's sort of like June, it's supposed to be sunny and warm and nice and full of energy, but it feels like we're sort of going against that flow at the moment. And yeah, do what your body is asking you to do. Go out in nature, embrace it, but don't feel like you have to do huge hikes or something. Just leisurely walk around and breathe it in. Take the time to recharge and be with yourself. I I come back to meditations, opening up to that intense energies and let it settle and channeling it into Mother Earth. And of course, grounding. We've had 10 days of pouring rain. It was just like there was such too much water. Even the grass, the fields, everything is underwater. It's like sort of a slum. And so walking barefoot on the grass isn't really great at the moment, but just ground yourself, be in nature, and sort of, I think it's sort of like zooming that energy system because we're sort of like hyper in a way. And you said it, we feel like, oh, we can do 2,000 things at one point and we can't really focus on one thing. And then the next day it's sort of like, oh, crashing down. And so soothing your whole energy system, breathing and sort of learning to focus on one thing and yeah, soothing that brain, that lovely brain, all the thoughts and sort of coming back to our heart, connecting to the soul and yeah, and doing soulful things at the moment. I think it's really helpful to, yeah, do the things we love, enjoy, and nurture ourselves, because otherwise we're sort of like swept away, like in the storm or on a wave, and then we topple over and we completely lose our footing. So just take it easy, ground yourself, connect to the energies, and let them flow through you. What are your tips, Janet, for balancing the energies right now?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, when we sort of before we jumped on the episode here, Caroline and we're talking about now, is saying that it definitely feels like big waves of energy. And I live on the coast, and our weather certainly has been not typical what I consider the English summer to be. Where the last few days, yes, we've had a lot of storms, and at the weekend, I mean, Bailey and I went out for a walk, and it was cold. You had to wrap up, and the wind and the waves were really crashing and very far up the shore. I mean, I quite like that wildness appeals to me as well, but it sort of felt like that's how the energy's feeling, that it's coming in big waves crashing, big changes. And then today we got up early and we went out for our walk, same place, and it was as calm. I mean, beautifully calm, and as you said, like a gentle light on the water, and there was a real gentle feeling about the energy. So it seems to be coming big and bold, and then allowing us to kind of
Calm
rest,
down.
recover. Except, as you sort of say, because of these shifts at the moment, we're having to like integrate all of this new energetic system. And it really does mean that we really need to, as you sort of say, accept and go with the flow of things. So when it's big and bold, be aware of that, and to ground ourselves is very important. And to feel that energy. And I know for me, it's when it hits like that, I'm very creative. I do a lot of things. And I was just saying to Caroline, I realize now in my business, I need to focus a little bit more. And I think that's what I'm being asked to do, is to focus and use that harness that energy to focus on putting what I call my good stuff out into the world, the uplifting books and stories and things that I want to put out there. And at the same time, when it goes in the lull, is to then, exactly as you sort of say, like recalibrate and take that gentle nurturing, just to allow it to settle, is a way I'm thinking of it, as settling. Because I think there is so much going on at the moment, and I do believe that we're, those of us like empaths, people who are feeling that energetic shift at the moment, who are being called as light workers. I mean, before we came on, I did pull a card from this beautiful deck, Colette Baron read the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And the first one that came up was this one about purpose, the power of purpose. And I feel that, those of us who feel that we're here on a soul contract, on this soul journey, a soul mission, we have a soul purpose. And we're really being called right now to embrace that and really step into what we're here to do, and not like me be a wee bit distracted. Which I am more than guilty of, because I have shiny objects and I'd like to do that, and yes, I know now I can do those things, but now I need to just focus a little bit more. So that was an interesting one that came up, and it's sort of a reminder as well that we are here in this earth school to learn, to grow, and we have a purpose of something that we're here to do. And particularly right now, as we've been talking the last number of episodes about Diana Cooper's The Golden Future, and there are definitely energetic shifts going on at the moment, really massive ones. And it's important that we're aware of those and realize that we're being kind of pushed a little bit, encouraged, nudged to really sort of realize what you're here to do and to step up to do that. And I know it's not always easy, and I know it can be very confusing, particularly as we talked before, that things have to fall away sometimes for you to get to the point where you're able to step into, sorry, that's my dog playing with her ball. And she's got the squeaky one, so she might start squeaking in a minute. It's not me, it's the dog with Bill. But you know, we're going with that because she makes me happy. She brings out the best in me, so that's a good thing. So what about you, Caroline? What things are going on for you as well in this here? She's squeaking at that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, really shine from your heart and soul. And yeah, all this year, I was going to say the last couple of weeks, but actually it's months. It's sort of like this year and the past year, so much has come up, you know, to look at things again. You know, I'm helping women with finally feeling good enough, with self-worth issues that are part of the self-love journey, you know, and coming back to that. But for days it comes up, I felt, oh, I'm just not good enough, I told myself, you know, or I'm just not worthy of good things happening, or no one loves me, you know, all these old stories that I always feel like I've dealt with, but like the spiral, you know, you can always come back to the things. So I think it's a shitload, pardon my French, you know, coming up for many of us. So it's really these old patterns coming to the light so we can let go on another higher level. And that's also part when we are healing, when we're shifting the energies, you know, when we're raising our vibration, we're sort of looking at the same things. And that doesn't mean we have dealt with them. It's just like we get a higher perspective, a new perspective on the same old, same old. But we're already, you know, a level up, if I may say so, you know, and then looking at it in different, okay, yeah, okay, I can heal on this new energy level. And so don't be afraid of looking at old things again. Don't push them away. When things come up, it's the sign that you can deal with it, that it's a new layer that you can release and heal. Always trust your heart and follow your soul's purpose and come back to that love within. So for me, it was really looking and embracing myself even more, you know. Self-care, self-compassion, self-love are so important in times like these when energies shift. Then we're sort of, sometimes it feels like we're sort of breaking apart, or you know, one part is here, the other part is already here, and we feel like, ooh, everything is falling apart, but actually maybe it's sort of coming together in a new way. So be extra gentle with yourself, nurture your heart and soul, your body. Drink plenty of beautiful water. You know, you can always, what I do is if I have water, I sort of send love into the water so it has the good vibration, and then I can drink it and it clears my body and energy system as well. Eat nurturing food, you know, it's just feel into your heart and soul what you need. And I think that's also what my card I picked. I mean, from the Golden Future Oracle card deck by Diana Cooper. Gorgeous, gorgeous, colorful ones. And of course, they have a heart on the back, you know, it's just like, oh, this is so me. And My card was about psychic gifts, and I love the colors. Of course, if you're only listening, you won't see it. And the message says, learn to trust your intuition. I think this is so, so, so important. For the first 40, 45 years of my life, I wasn't even aware of the word intuition, but it is that inner voice. It's that inner wisdom that nudges you along, that sort of sends out warnings or makes you feel things. And it's truly time to trust our intuition so we can walk our path. Because, Janet and I, we're soul sisters. We're sort of on a similar path, but we're not the same. So what's true for Janet, what her intuition talks and tells her to walk, mine says something else. And so we all have to trust our intuition or find someone to hold the space in sort of an open meditation. That's what I do with my circle of love or my healing client, just holding the space so my clients can tap into their wisdom, because we sort of unlearned that. We pushed it down as, it can't be, or, mind over matters, or mind over heart, mind over soul, all these kind of things. Oh, this isn't proven, or whatever. But come back to your heart and soul, trust your inner wisdom and follow it up. And most of all, trust yourself. I think that's also when the energies are shifting, we lose trust. Oh, we did something wrong. Oh, we must be a bad person, for this to happen. But it's not. It's happening for us, and we just keep walking. Like you said, in the storms, in the rolling waves, we don't have to walk in the waves. We can walk on the shore and just appreciate the waves and the power of the oceans and nature. And we just keep walking in our own inner peace, loving ourselves and trusting ourselves. And of course, following our soul's purpose.
Exactly. Caroline, you just said it so lovely, and all of the things you've just said there really, I'm taking on board too. Because it's great, because we have these conversations. It's also reminders. We know stuff, but then we sometimes forget, and we need to be reminded as well. For me as well, it's about sort of the chakras, our energy system. Also, particularly at the moment, the root chakra. Really sort of that grounding connection with Mother Earth, so that we are connected and sort of have that root system where, like a tree, that we are well connected and we can weather the storm, because we can then move. And I think that's important as well, is that meditation as well, whatever form that some people find actual meditation, sometimes they can't quite manage it, but even just like that walk in nature without any headphones on, just enjoy the moment, listening to the birds singing, listening to the waves, or listening to the wind, or just listening to the quiet, because I think sort of we need to have that grounding in our energy systems to be able to cope. Otherwise, it's like we're not earthed, and if you get a bolt of energy coming through, which there are at the moment, as we're saying, there's some big bold energies coming. If you're not grounded, then it has nowhere to go, and that can cause overwhelm and overstimulation in your system. So it's really important, grounding, different ways, as Caroline said, walking on grass in your bare feet, which I have to say I haven't been doing at the moment, but hopefully soon. Walking by the sea for me is grounding because of the water, but it's finding that way of connecting and just giving yourself that sort of space to breathe again, because when there's those big energies, when they hit, we sometimes become so like jolted with it. So very much self-care, as well as Caroline brought up, self-care is another one. I'm going to get my nails done today, first time in I don't know how many years since I've been to get my nails done, so that's my little self-care thing today. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, just even taking time to smell the roses. So when I pass people's gardens, people probably wonder what on earth I'm doing, and I go, oh, see if it smells nice, stop and smell the roses. So it's little things like that right now we need to be focusing on to help integrate this new big energy system. And I also have to remember, for me personally, when you said about sort of where you are personally, I know that I have to really kind of watch my energy regarding the chaos in the world, because right now in the UK we're heading for another election, and that creates a lot of turmoil. It's been a little bit chaotic anyway, so there's a very big chaotic energy going on in the UK at the moment, well, and I mean generally in the world. But I have to not get drawn into that, and I'm very easily drawn into that because I want to fix everything, and I have to step away because that's not my role. My soul contract isn't that. As much as part of me is the warrior, wants to, hey, yay. I know that in this, it's more about working to share and put more good, uplifting, high vibrational things out into the world that reach more people and have that more uplifting effect, and that's important. So it really is connecting with who you are, what you're feeling. And again, Caroline and I are here for you. If you're feeling any way this resonates with you, again, please reach out. We're quite happy to have a chat. We love a chat, don't we, Caroline?
Definitely, definitely. So you're not running for parliament soon.
Oh, you know, there was a point actually, because I was giving off so much about what is wrong in the UK, because I think we can learn a lot from Switzerland. It just seems to beggar belief here, but I have to not get involved with that because it's so messed up. Whereas what I can do is put good stuff out into the world that will hopefully reach more people for a more positive impact. And that makes me feel happier. And that's what's important as well, whatever role that you feel your soul purpose is, that it makes you feel good.
And you can share your light and not be darkened in, or
absolutely. Absolutely. And as much as that's going on, and yes, I want to fix that, I have to say, no, this is what I'm meant to be doing. So I have to really try hard to block that light, and really focus in on the things that I know that I'm here to do.
And that's something I had to learn too. I was sort of the one swimming out into the ocean, trying to rescue everybody. And that's not our role. Our role is to be the lighthouse and share the light so people find their way home and in. So that's anchoring ourselves, sharing our light, and being true to ourselves. And I love our chats, and we'll see you again next week with another topic.
Absolutely.
And keep balancing, keep coming back to yourself, go a bit with the flow, and feel inspired when you're in the flow, and allow yourself to retreat when it's more on the low tide season as well. Thank you, Janet, for being here.
Love and light blessings, everyone.